inspires us, the one who motivates us, and really drives us to build an exciting consumer experience with Nature's Basket. Twinkle is, of course, a very loyal consumer, an amazing author, and I think a woman in her own right who plays such, I think the grace that Twinkle brings in her life, and it really shows in her writing, the work that she's done, and the roles she plays as a mother. So thank you so much, Twinkle, for taking the time to speak to us today. It's a very dear brand to us, and I'm going to start off this conversation really by asking you that life is tough, right? From whichever walk you come from. And how do you balance your career, play the role of an amazing mom, a loving wife, and a career woman and an author? That's quite a few hats to wear. How do you balance looking so beautiful as well as eating well and being healthy?
I think when you wear so many hats, not like Lionel Shriver and the sombrero hat, in case you know, but it's important to feel good in those hats and look good as well. And I think being healthy is the number one thing. You eat well, you feed your family well, and for me, I actually make spreadsheets, 2 weeks worth of menus.
Oh my God.
It alleviates a little bit of guilt that you have because you're not there all the time. And yeah, Nature's Basket, next time you should come up with chips that kind of alleviate guilt for working mothers like us. It might help. And I think that's it. And you just go on. You have to get through the next 2 hours and then another 2 hours, another 2 hours, and you're done, with your work. It's one task at a time.
I'm going to just ask you one thing. I know that your family, your husband as well, very recognized, and truly, I think you all represent that it's not only about looking good, but about leading a very meaningful life. I think both of you represent that part in the industry that you work in. You're an accomplished author on the brink of writing your second book, and we wish you great success in that. The one question that I had for you is, you talked a little bit about guilt, when you want to eat something healthy for yourself as well as your family. So when you talk about Nature's Basket, do you see this as a brand that provides the right solutions for you?
I think the healthy alternatives is definitely something that as soon as it came into the stores, we've been buying, because my son is a little crazy about, you have a beetroot gluten-free pasta. So he went and he did an entire raid, and he also bought mixed seeds, because I think he's at an age where he wants to now eat healthy. They're all realizing things. I've been actually eating makhana for a long time, but I had to make it at home, so now I'm glad I can just buy a packet and keep it in my car. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being here with us today. We really look forward to this conversation. Coming to Tanya, I think Tanya is somebody who plays very different roles in her life. She's one of the most sophisticated, calm, and accomplished leaders, recently awarded the most powerful businesswoman in India. And it's an honor really to see some leaders like that who very gracefully play different roles as a career person, as a leading industrialist, and also sometimes when I have conversations with her about her food, I can tell you that she's intrinsically passionate about what she delivers. And this healthy alternative range is really, really her baby. She's been thinking about this, driving the team in different ways to do it. But stepping back from her role as a leader in this company, I think I'd love to hear, how do you balance so many things, Tanya? You come to office, work like the rest of us. At the same time, I know that your family looks up to you and the roles you play at home. So would love to hear a little bit about that.
I think it is sort of all about juggling hats and enjoying all those hats that you juggle, which I think is where you get your passion from and your love. You love being with the family, you love your work, you love creating exciting things, and that's what it is. I think to do all of that, it's really important to be balanced. It's important to be balanced, and to be balanced, one of the most important things is to have a healthy lifestyle, which among exercise, in addition to the different types of exercise you can do, we all know is about eating well. I really, really believe that you are what you eat. And there's just so much scientific evidence out there now that corroborates the fact that what you eat determines how you feel, how you feel, how you age, how you look, how you know, I mean, all of that. I think it's really important to inculcate that feeling. And I think if you have this knowledge, it's almost your responsibility to take it home with you and make sure that it's inculcated in the family, your husband, your children, and you do the best that you can.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I do know that your son loves to cook. And do you think healthy alternatives like Twinkle's son is experimenting? Do you think people at home would enjoy this?
Absolutely. So both, I don't really cook. I think I like to blame it on my
either.
husband.
And my son likes to cook as well.
Okay.
That's lovely. So, and both my husband and one of my sons are great cooks, really good. So frankly, they also go to Nature's Basket and shop for all the ingredients that they want. They choose what they want. But I think sort of the better part of the kitchen and the grocery is filled by me. So making sure those healthy alternatives are in place for them to tap into when they want to.
Great. I think one thing I want to bring up is we're talking about health, and yes, it's a very serious subject. We just heard both these accomplished women talk about that what you eat is who you are. But you know, we don't want to take out the fun from our life, right? There is always a cheat day. You always want to indulge. So I'm going to ask a tricky question to both Twinkle and Tanya. You've seen some of the range that we have. We have makhanas, we have dried fruit, which is absolutely with no preservative. We have a gluten-free range. We have things for diabetic. So do you think we're missing out on the fun if you only choose healthy alternatives? Or do you find products that are on the go and you can also have fun while you consume them?
No, I think, like I said, I eat makhana anyway. For me, I prefer it to popcorn. If you have something which is good for you and which is yummy, then why not? You know, and I don't think that if you've got crisps and if they're made of fruit like you do, I think it's pretty cool. So you're not really missing the fun. You're getting a little bit of that. And yeah, sometimes I think it's okay to have some chocolate and to have some ice cream. It's okay. We all have those days sitting in front of the TV wedged out. Yeah, I think you have to have a balance.
I think before Tanya responds, I'm going to tell you a secret incident. So we were all in Tanya's conference room and we had a product tasting. And we actually had the dry fruits which we have, which are like a pineapple and a chiku. And I'm going to ask her to tell me what she did during that tasting. So let's hear that story, Tanya.
So our Nature's Basket meetings are great fun. So we always have these tastings of all the new products we're planning to bring in, the new innovations and those sort of things. So we spend half the time eating. And when Avni brought this fruit range into the thing, I think I spent much more time nibbling, and the presentation was going on. I'd stop every 10 seconds and go and pick up the packet and continue eating.
Thank you.
But I think, sort of having said that, we like to think that it's not a choice. It's not an either or. So you absolutely can have the health aspect and the health twist to all sorts of indulgence foods. And we like to think our range is like that, right? Multigrain.
Absolutely. And I think the incident we shared is because Tanya had a lot of fun trying them. And she said, you know, this is what the product needs to be. It is about the choices that you make in life. At the same time, you have the right balance. And I think that's great, Tanya. Twinkle, thank you so much. I think we've spoken about healthy alternatives. If there are any questions that the media may have, over to you, Sujit.
Well, you've been asking them questions. I think, Tanya, you should ask her a question.
So, Avni, although we've said a little bit about it, there's this very, very exciting new launch that I think all of us want to hear a little bit more about. Please share.
Sure. I think, so Nature's Basket, as I was telling you a little while back, has got a lovely history of curating brands, curating products from around the world. And really the company has looked at innovating new products which are curated for the Indian consumer. And Healthy Alternatives is a brand which really is stamped by our signature. And it's taken us over a year and a half to curate this range. It's got everything, as I spoke a little bit earlier, for different day parts. It's also got something which you can have fun with. It's also something that mothers or men who like to cook, a gluten-free range. For people who want to enjoy life or who are diabetic, for them there is a range of attas and other things that we hope. So the philosophy really is make the right choices, eat what you are and what you want to be, and don't feel bad about the taste, because our endeavor has been to provide you wholesome food to make the right choices. I'd love to thank the team at Nature's Basket who's worked tirelessly over the last 2-3 years. There are several partners and vendors who helped us bring this product together. I must also compliment Tanya's leadership for making the product look so evocative. We're really proud of the way that the product is going to get showcased. And what we really feel honored with is when customers like Twinkle and all of you really speak about healthy alternatives and talk about it as your brand. So this is our Nature's Basket gift to all of you, and we hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much.
So guys, are you ready to see the entire range? Come on, I need to hear a big yes, okay? Are you ready to see the entire range? All right. Can we get the remote, please? And may I request Twinkle to unveil the entire range for all of us? Twinkle pointed there. It's a very precision kind of a... And can I request Twinkle, Tanya, and Avni to get near the product so that we can have a photo opportunity?
What's local of India as well as internationally, whatever we feel will help you have a better life. So we've got rice which is grown in different parts of the country. We've got gluten-free atta, which actually we've developed in collaboration with professors in the northern universities. I think the idea is, yes, Nature's Basket will always bring you what is the finest and elevated gourmet to really feel inspired and take your journey to wellness to another level. So we have products which are locally sourced from different parts of the country. We curate them, and we want to make sure that these are available in different parts at the same time.
Hi, this is Dolly from Indian Shringar. India has always been a country of wheat eaters, and I feel that the concept of gluten-free has largely been inspired from the West. I mean, imitated, looking at the West. So do you think we really need gluten-free?
And also request Tanya to add in. I think in India we've seen the white revolution and the green revolution. We have dietary habits which are very regional. So the entire South India, as we've grown up, or different parts, they have their native foods that they eat, right? We're still an agrarian economy. Having said that, I think increasingly people are exposed to different lifestyles. We do have hectic lives. Even if our 8-year-old, 10-year-olds, and both the ladies will count, our families, apart from just career, women or men, everybody leads a hectic life. And increasingly we see over the last few years that allergies with the changes in environment are becoming a reality. So we can, still sit back and say it's a Western phenomenon, but it's not. It's really knocking at our door. I can tell you from personal experience, my son's had allergies which I have to deal with. So we genuinely believe that we should offer solutions and curated food that, help you lead a better life. Yeah?
I'd like to answer that. So my son has a few allergies, and recently he went for a gymnastic course where they were not giving him gluten. And he said, Mom, I feel better, and I also feel I can think better. Now, if your child tells you that they can think better, then it's pretty much, something that you need to look into. So now he is trying to eat gluten-free as much as possible because it works for him. It's not necessarily works for everyone, but I'm sure there are individuals where it definitely works, because a lot of people increasingly are, as we're noticing, are getting allergic to dairy and wheat, and it's a reality.
and specifically about gluten. So certainly it's about some people who are allergic to gluten and don't have it, but also gluten-free foods are easier to digest. So that's also the reason why there's more mass prevalence of people wanting gluten.
And I think one of the products that is my personal favorite of the range is Greek yogurt. You know, about 3 or 4 years back, you had Chobani and the US brands talking about it. And when I saw that as part of the range, I was extremely proud because I think the majority of the population also wants to be vegetarian as well. And protein, you know, Greek yogurt is full of it. So just to be able to manufacture that and to be able to serve it to the consumers, I think is great.
So, hello. So, as mothers, what are these simple kitchen swaps that you all practice at home in order to just get your child to eat healthy and not go towards junk? Because junk is so easily available.
Whole grain instead of white, organic instead of not. You know, those sort of simple things.
Like they want hamburgers, so I make quinoa tikkis and put that in their box. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And you know, you look for things that they want which satisfy their need for junk, but make it a little bit healthier.
I think I do the same. My son was off milk for some time, and Nature's Basket was one of the few brands and retail outlets that carried almond and other, different kinds of milk. When I look at healthy alternatives as a range, I think whether it's the ready-to-eat fruits, I think my son, just looking at a freeze-dried pineapple or chiku will love it, right? Because he doesn't have to wait for anybody to cut it. He simply opens the packet. I can put it in the bag for him. What's also interesting is that, children specifically of different age groups, I think across schools, there is also a great education. I know that in the communities that, my son goes to a school where they're encouraged to do that, right? They're avoiding junk. And there's a full movement, I think, in India that's going to help us and that's going to make healthy alternatives really resonate with what the consumer wants. That's our belief.
And I think it's, as Avni said, it's a philosophy. You know, we want to keep evolving what we do based on learnings and understandings. As a group in Godrej, I don't know if you're aware, but we sort of touch 750 million Indians every day and over 1 billion world over. So we really understand consumer needs and trends and, what people want. That firstly led us to develop Nature's Basket in itself, and now within that health, we know how to tap into that trend. We try and listen to our customers, really understand what it is that they want within the different ranges and give the best both locally and internationally.
And what makes me really proud to be a part of this company is we don't wait for a foreign brand to come and teach us what it is. I think we believe that innovation can happen here as part of Godrej philosophy to bring the goodness and the best and the finest in life. And I think Healthy Alternatives is a classic example of really curating an exceptional range which we know that the consumers are looking for. So I think for us, Healthy Alternatives, as she said, is a way of life, not just a product or a brand.
Hi, this is Priyanka from the Brunei Diaries. Okay, I want to ask, how easily available will all healthy alternatives be? Will it only be available at Nature's Basket outlets or elsewhere as well?
As of now at Nature's Basket outlets, but we are thinking of expanding the distribution. To what extent, we haven't decided yet.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I want to know what is the price range
For
of...
those, we operate in 5 cities currently, but we're also available online for anyone who wants to order from anywhere in India or I suppose around the world.
Hi, I want to know what is the price range and how much is the difference marginally between this range and the normal organic stuff you have?
I think this range has been curated bearing in mind that some of the products are really unique, what we've curated. They don't have a like-to-like comparison with any other national or domestic brand. Having said that, I think as Nature's Basket consumers, we believe that this is in line with our premium lifestyle that we promote, and I don't think they are out of range. Just the sheer number of 88 to 100 SKUs covering snacks, ingredient products, flours of different kind, I think we've kept in mind that this is something the consumer needs and will value. So for us, it's getting the authentic product. I don't think pricing is, I'm not saying we're outpricing ourselves, but really there aren't many people who are curating these kinds of range. So we believe that it's very well positioned uniquely and the consumers will love it. The initial response that we've seen has been fantastic. Yes, some stores have run out of supplies, so we are really lapping up our DCs and making sure that we deliver the products. So we're at that stage where I think consumers will take to this lifestyle And Nature's Basket has a history of pioneering. So this will be yet another feather in our cap.
Guys, before we take the last couple of questions, the hashtag is hashtag healthy alternatives. A lot of people are asking me to tell them what the hashtag is. So it's hashtag healthy alternatives. Please tweet. Yeah, we'll take another question.
Hi, Twinkle, this is for you. Could you share some of your healthy, what you follow as a healthy lifestyle, or some tips that you could share with us?
I think it's very important to balance the mind as well as the body. So I do yoga and I meditate. I know it sounds very old-fashioned, but it helps. It's like...
It doesn't at all, Twinkle. I
Yeah.
think everybody meditates today,
Okay.
from New York to Mumbai.
Yeah, but it
so
just sounds a bit, odd. But it helps. It's like you open your cupboard, you repack your clothes and put them back in. It makes you look forward to the day. And also, I think I try to eat organic as much as possible. I walk. I'm not really one of those people who can spend a lot of time in the gym. I find it incredibly boring. The other thing I do, which is pretty healthy, is I devour books, because you need to feed your mind as well. And I think it's very important, and I learned this from my mother, it's to treat your burdens lightly. You treat them like they are helium-filled balloons, and you just feel them lift off. And I think that is pretty much the healthiest tip to learn how to let go and go on.
I think it's like you're speaking our healthy alternatives philosophy. Eat what you are, what you want to be. Your emotional state of mind and how you live is really about what choices you make. And thank you. I think that really captures our philosophy.
Hello, Twinkle. Rahman from ANI. Recently, your fan tweet on your Twitter that आप शादी के बाद अपना सरनेम नहीं चेंज किए, कहीं भी आप अपना नाम लिखते हैं तो ट्विंकल खन्ना ही लिखते हैं, ट्विंकल कुमार नहीं, क्यों?
Like he has a hashtag, I put out a hashtag, right? It's married, not branded. It's not like a big company took over me and, now I have to change my logo. Yeah.
Yeah, one last question. This side has not asked any questions, so the opportunity is for this side. Yeah? Anil bhai nahi hai yahan pe. All right, there's a hashtag, there's a Snapchat booth here, a selfie booth. I would invite all of you to take selfies also. There's excellent lunch curated on the healthy side. Okay, I was just buying time.
ट्विंकल, आपकी फैमिली में रोज सुबह 4 बजे उठने और शाम को 8 बजे सोने की परंपरा है। अक्षय ने बताया था एक बार। इसका कितना रोल होता है हेल्दी लाइफ में?
Yeah. So I think it's extremely important. I think people underestimate the importance of sleep in a regular lifestyle. Even in our old Indian scriptures, there is a time that you're supposed to wake up before sunrise. The earth itself and the way it's made, we have to follow the natural rhythms, which we don't right now because we have electricity, so you can stay up at night and do all sorts of things, but your body's rhythm is not aligned to that. So I think it definitely helps to sleep early and wake up early.
Well, guys, the news has just come in. We are trending number 3 in India. Big round of applause for healthy alternatives. Trending number 3, thanks to the 3 ladies. Thank you so much. Well, guys, that's the end of the Q&A. Unless anybody has one, just because we are trending, one more last question. Oh, now suddenly 3-4 questions. Wow. Okay, Shilpa, go. After that, Sanjay, you can.
Hi. Twinkle, my question is to you. I want to know how much do people in India have consumed to healthy living? Are they ready to spend that much?
I can't really answer that. I mean, that they would know because they'd have a survey. I haven't done one.
No, I think definitely when we started this journey, it was very clear that in India, a lot of times people say it's sasta and tikau. But my learning in a limited way has been, and the Godrej heritage, if you see, I think Indians really go for value and value in a very meaningful way. So if they see that the solutions, whether it's a food product or an experience that you provide, is measuring up to their standards, they will take it. I don't think in India people compromise on food, otherwise we wouldn't be having conversations where working mothers still want to cook before they leave home. So I think giving a product range like Healthy Alternatives really fits into the Indian psyche. I think mothers, working or otherwise, or men, will walk an extra mile to make sure that they're making the right choices of healthy alternatives in their life.
Thanks.
Absolutely. In fact, yeah. I was just saying that I think for us, we see it both as an opportunity. It obviously is a trend that we are sort of harnessing for our own needs, but it's also a responsibility. We understand the importance of it and giving our customers sort of the best of what there is to offer in health, we see as an opportunity and a responsibility.
Hi. How big is the health alternative market for what is the industry size and how big is for you?
I think I won't put a number to it, but I think it runs into more than a couple of $1 billion in India. And for India, I think health is about, it's whether you look at naturopathy, Ayurveda, or just making healthy choices. To us, it's not about just the potential that we see in numbers, but the seismic shift, the way the consumers are taking to products and consuming it. I think the fact that we've launched and product is running out of the stores itself tells us a big sign of what the potential is. A, people are very experimentative. B, with a brand like Godrej bringing you curated products, there's no question about quality. I think just the fact that the company has worked incredibly hard over years to bring this range to you, I think it's a very thoughtful approach, and we will live up to the philosophy that we are talking about.
Let me rephrase the question. Out of the total portfolio, what is how much healthy alternative constitute?
I think we've had Healthy Alternatives as our brand recently, and we've launched it in a fuller avatar today. But the last 3 or 4 years, we've carried organic vegetables, and we've also had a healthy section in our stores. So for us, it's a major part of our sales. But more importantly, I think as a retailer and as a brand like Godrej, we value the loyalty. So when, in our conversations with Twinkle, she's actually a loyal consumer of Nature's Basket. And when we met her, she said, I know what Healthy Alternatives is about. I'd love to participate in this conversation. To me, that's a sign that, it's not a number or a value, but to be able to service your consumers continuously and build that loyalty, that's what this brand is going to do for us.
So more products in the animal.
Yes.
Yeah. One question, please. Twinkle, this is for you. Do you shop at Nature's Basket? And if yes, how often do you go there?
So actually, I carried my bills for September, and I have a whole wad. Here, one second.
There are 2 envelopes that she's carried for us.
I actually carried this, so these are my September bills. The proof is in the low-fat pudding, which I'm going to kindly give Tanya and ask for a discount. Why not? Every opportunity.
We are so grateful for your business. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Please join us for lunch right behind this partition. And thank you so much for coming all the way. I wish you guys all a healthy life, and hope you all have fun having healthier alternatives. Thank you so much for being here.
Look here. All of you are center. All of you are center. Center, ma'am, center. Ma'am, center. Ma'am, look center. Excuse me, ma'am, center. Ma'am, here, center. Yes, sir. Twinkle ma'am, Twinkle ji. मैम सामने सेंटर मैम सेंटर यहाँ पे सामने सेंटर मैम ये सेंटर मैम सेंटर पीछे है मैम पीछे है मैम टुंडल जी क्या है वीडियो ना यार क्या वीडियो कितना फोटो लेगा तू संभालना पीछे लगेगा पीछे चल ना कैमरा फेस पे ले इधर से नहीं इधर से आगे से थोड़ा वीडियो फोटो लेगा
For more news and gossips, don't forget to subscribe to Bollywood Helpline.